Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Deb Sofield, and you're listening to my weekly show called Encouragement for Your Life. Many of you know I'm a national speaker and trainer, and as a coach, I help people find their voice and learn to use it. I'm also a conference speaker on the topics of public speaking, presentation skills, how to deal with the media, and crisis communication. If your organization's having a conference and you need a keynote speaker, I would love to be a part, and you can find me at debsofield.com. I've got a number of great books on the market. My latest series, Encouragement for Your Life, Tough Love Memos to help you fight your battles and change the world. That's available on Amazon, as well as my book, Speak Without Fear, and my latest book, which is called Perfecting Your Platform. Just go to Amazon, type my name in, Deb Sofield, and all my books will appear. I've got a great show today, and my title is this: Friends, you don't need more time. You just need to decide. Stay with me. I'll tell you more. So my topic today is a quote from somebody I admire, and that's Seth Godin. And he came up with a line that, friends, you don't need more time. You just need to decide. I don't know about you, but I always need a bit more time, a few more hours in my day. Now, I know we all have the same 24 hours, but for some reason, I think I'd lose a few and end up running late or behind schedule much more than I'd like. And that's a problem since I have zero patience for those who are chronically late. It's my pet peeve, and yet I do it also. I saw this statement online the other day from Seth Godin. In my opinion, Seth has been a great voice for those in the business world for common sense ideas and strategy for success. He goes on to say this: not only do you not need more time, friends, you just need to decide and then get it done. Man, don't you hate it when the obvious is stated? Because he's right. You know, you don't need more time. I don't need more time. We just need to decide and then make something happen. You know, the problem for so many of us is that we hate to make a decision. And we do that because we think that another opportunity might somehow, very possibly, maybe one day come up that might be better. So we think, why close the door when something else might happen? And although it sounds really good, rarely does it work out that way. And if it does, by some amazing feat, well, that's a long time coming. And I think you and I know it. I would venture a guess that little to nothing else big comes along while you are waiting. And then you've missed the opportunity that was right there before you, in your grasp, in your sight, in your hands, just waiting to be dealt with. The quote is right. Most of us just need to make a decision today, and then deal with the options later, if they come at all. As much as I'd like to focus on the issue of time today, I'm going to set that part aside and talk about the idea of making a decision and why it's so important for your success in your personal and professional life. Years ago, I coined a phrase that leadership is about making a decision and sticking with it. And the reason I came up with that is that it's happened one too many times when I'm at a conference and they don't start on time because we're all standing around waiting for another speaker to show up, the coffee to be delivered, or the handouts to be printed, which ultimately blows the schedule off course, all because leadership of the event wasn't strong enough to make a decision and start on time. Admittedly, there is nothing that chips me off more than people who won't make a decision to make something happen. I hear excuses all the time. They say stuff like, well, Deb, I just need to think about it. Really? Some of you have been thinking about it for years, and you still haven't made a decision. Or I often hear that people can't get to it right now because they're so busy doing other, quote, important things that keep piling up in front of the hard decision that needs to be made. So they don't make the time to get it done. Oh, and my all-time favorite excuse is they need to pray about it some more. Okay, let's just be honest. Some of you keep praying because you're not getting the answer you want. So let me remind you, dear friend, that if it's out of His will, it's not going to change. No matter how much time you take praying for something that's not right for you. Friend, you don't need more time. You just need to decide to trust that all things will work together for good. Another problem with not making a decision and waiting around is you never know what you've lost in the interim. At a conference, if you're not careful, the audience will leave or wander off to other events that are more well run and on time. That is so unfair to the speakers who've worked hard to create amazing presentations that now need to be cut short to make up for the organization's disorganization that has pushed back the schedule and now has everything running late. Okay, as you can tell, this is a personal pet peeve of mine since I'm often on the stage. All right, for a job that could provide a great opportunity while you're still thinking about it, taking more time than necessary to fully vet your opportunity because you didn't put much forethought into your future plans and where you wanted to go, well, here's what happens. That now means you are pushed against the wall to make a decision fast. And while you're hoping for a better offer, more money, a different title, someone else will fill the space, take your job, and move into what would have been your new corner office. Why? Because they made a decision to move when the opportunity presented itself. Think about this in your personal life. Some of you are running out of time with making life-changing decisions for your health. You keep gaining weight. You're becoming depressed about your size and how bad you feel physically, emotionally, or mentally. Some of you aren't taking your medications because you're being, well, let's just say it, lazy about being disciplined to take it on a regular basis. Some of you aren't eating your vegetables and drinking enough water because, listen, I love Five Guys burgers and fries as much as the next person, and they really taste good. But are they really good for the body every single week? I'll let you decide. And for some, I think you need to make a decision today to honor your spouse or your kids. Time will not wait for you to say the words they need to hear. I love you. I'm sorry. I'll make this right. We'll do this together. I value your opinion. You mean the world to me. You make me proud to be your father. You make me proud to be your mom. Trust me, kids need to hear your words of affirmation more than they will ever let on. And I can pretty much guarantee your life will improve if you would say kind and loving words to your family. Come on, make the decision to speak up because you don't need more time to do the right thing. Say the right thing and be the right kind of person. Friends, you just need to decide to do it. All right, I love the power of words. Words make all the difference in the world. They have such meaning. They can make you, they can break you. And for some, I think you just need to decide. Some of you need to decide on some issues that you've put on the back burner, hoping by some miracle that it will solve itself. Come on, that's not going to happen. You have to make a decision and then stick with it, even if it's what is right for just you or your family and not others. Some of you need to pull out that issue that's weighing heavy upon you. Make a list of pros and cons. Some listening today need to slow down, sit down, and get down to work on answering the question of what will we gain or what will we lose if we go in this direction. I strongly encourage you to find a way to involve those who, with your decision, will be affected. Listen, I know you're the parent, the boss, the leader, but bringing the team along, wow, in the long run, they will stand firmly with you when the winds of adversity blow. I know that we all think we need more time, and sometimes we do, but make sure you ask yourself the big question, which is, why? Why do you need more time? When you're pretty sure you know what the outcome will be. Why are you prolonging the pain if you know how to end the suffering? Why are you not making plans to get things done that have been waiting for you to make a decision? Now, besides the fear of failure, which 9 times out of 10 is not true or fatal, beside the personal issue of indecision, which at this age is a bit ridiculous that you can't make a decision, people, come on. Besides the work it will take, let's think about why you are not making the decisions you need to be making. Yes, that was a sound of silence on the radio. Because there's no good reason, people. You just need to decide. Stop being lazy. No one's going to do this for you. Some of you need to step up and get going because, as they say, time's a-wasting. Now, let me give you my final reason you, my friend and dear listener, Need to get going. All right, here it is. And it really hurts me to say it, okay? But here's the fact. You will never be this age again. You won't have the strength tomorrow that you have today. Life happens. And when you pick up the pieces, you're going to wish that you had started earlier, back when you had the time, the strength, the energy, the money, the interest. Oh, friend, you don't need more time. Some of you just need to decide. You know what I think? I think this weekend would be a great time to do just that. So come on, friends. Let's get started. I'm Deb Sofield. You're listening to Tough Love Encouragement for Your Life here on a Saturday. I will take a quick break. I'm going to run a commercial. I'll come right back. And let's continue this conversation about making decisions for your rockstar amazing life. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Hi, I'm Deb Sofield. I'm a national speaker and an executive speech coach based here in Greenville, South Carolina. Hey, friend, if you or someone you know is interviewing for a job or college or law school or medical, dental, veterinary school, call me. You need to be prepared for the interview. Together, we'll craft the answers to the questions that will be asked, even the hard ones, and I'll teach you how to connect with the interviewer, work on your positive body language, and give you the powerful words and answers that the interview requires. You know, for most interviews, there's a standard set of questions that you must know the answer to, and depending on what you're interviewing for, that conversation changes. You need an interview coach, and I can help. I have years of experience successfully coaching for all types of interviews, helping my clients succeed. I'd love to be on your team. Oh, friend, I'd love to be your coach. Find me online at debsofield.com. debsofield.com. Welcome back, everybody. This is Encouragement for Your Life. I'm Deb Sofield. My theme today, I find quite powerful. It's a quote from Seth Godin, who said, "Hey, friend, you don't need more time. You just need to decide." And I believe that's true. And then I got to thinking about, well, how do we make good decisions? And I've had an article by Angela Tafts in my files for years, and I thought I'd like to share that with you now. So the headline is, what do you do when you have a decision to make? How do you make decisions? A big one at that. One that could have serious implications on the future. Are you just not sure what to do and are scared of making the wrong decision? If so, here are a few suggestions on how successful people make decisions. So the headline goes on to say, successful people make decisions and quite often make them fast. They may be in situations where a decision has to be made immediately, and they are fully aware that the worst possible thing for them to do is to postpone and not make a decision at all. After all, any decision is better than no decision. The fact is, indecision will cause more problems than making a, quote, wrong decision, and then the problems that we'll have to deal with afterward. By doing nothing, the indecision will prey upon our minds and blur our thinking. Consider a piece of paper. You don't know where to put it, so you put it on a pile on the kitchen counter. Another piece arrives and the same thing happens. Before you know it, that pile has grown and there's no room for anything else on the counter without it all spilling onto the floor. Well, the same thing happens in your mind. Cluttering your mind with indecision will remove the room for positive creative thought, and it will become dimmed and your energy will become drained. So, how do you make a decision? Well, the author goes on to say here's some choices. Some people just need to sleep on it. This is incredibly powerful. Before going to bed, write down the problem or situation you need to make a decision about. And just before you go to sleep, ask yourself, what is the right decision for me? Or what is the solution? The author states the power of the subconscious can be seriously underestimated. And by doing this, it's amazing how many times you will wake up in the morning with a clear solution. I'll also add to that, many times I say a prayer as I'm going to sleep at night and ask for direction. Sometimes I get a better answer in the morning. The next point is stop thinking about it. By consistently thinking and worrying about the problem, the mind becomes blurred and you become stressed. Try to clear the problem from your mind and think about something else. You may just be surprised when at the most unexpected moment, the light bulb comes on and the solution is staring you in the face. I like the next point, and that is test out the decision. Consider the implications of the different outcomes. Don't concentrate on the immediate effects, but look to the future, 6, 12 months ahead. What will the situation look like then based on each possible decision? Sometimes looking at longer implications can help us with short-term decision making. I love the next point. Go connect with nature. Trying to make decisions in a high-pressured environment can cause the wrong one to be taken. You'll be surrounded by other things that will continue to demand your attention and pull you in a different direction. Give yourself some time out and go connect with nature. It can have a really good effect on you, even if you just take a walk or maybe just sit quietly with the bird feeders outside. Allow your mind to breathe and have some space. Often just a short period of time in the fresh air with no interruptions will help you be able to see the situation clearly once again. I like the next point. We've heard it all. Begin with the end in mind. And this author says, start with the end in sight. What is the end result you want to achieve? I think too many times we start our decision-making process by worrying about how we're going to do something. How will we afford it? How will we tell someone? What we should do is concentrate on the long-term goal and then work backwards. What do you want long-term? Let that help you make the decision, and then I believe you will be able to find ways to deal with all the other little things once the big decision is out of the way. This author says you should write it down. I, for one, don't keep a journal, but I know a lot of people do. I will many times write down if something is bothering me or if a decision needs to be made so I can visually see the pros and cons. But this author says, instead of keeping a jumbled set of ideas swirling around in your head, write them down. Get a sheet of paper. Get some pens. Jot down whatever rambling thoughts spring to mind. They don't need to be in order. Just write them on the page. And then leave that paper for a few days, and if you've got the time, and then start letting it kind of gel within your mind. Let your mind run free. When you're ready, sit down and reflect on the different thoughts that you wrote down. You might be surprised with yourself with what ideas you came up with using this method. I know as a speaker, many times I encourage my clients to have what I call a scattergram. If there's a topic we're working on, you take a basic sheet of paper, write down everything you know about the topic. And I gotta say, it is amazing how the mind will put things in order. Now, not everything would go into the speech, but here's the good news. Now you are more aware of the questions that you might be asked, because sure enough, you wrote it down. And it's really fascinating how people come back later and go, who knew? Actually, I did, but that's why we do a scattergram. All right, so the last point here is go with your gut feeling. Sometimes it is as simple as tossing a coin if you have two options to choose from. Give a heads or tails to each option and see where the coin lands. And then listen to your gut reaction. How do you feel? Does it feel right? Many successful business people have made major decisions based on a gut reaction. So don't be afraid to listen to yours. I think once you put these tips into practice and make a decision, you'll feel better about the options that you have to be able to put something on paper and then make something happen for your life. There's a quick article I edited by Angela Tafsk on how to make decisions. I've come up with another article that I really like. It's by a guy named Mark Chernoff, and their company is called markandangel.com. It's a hack life. I've many times referred back to their work because they do good work. And here was the headline, Decisions You've Waited Too Long to Make. Here we go. Regardless of how we advance and grow as a society with new technology, skills, and ideals, the fundamentals in life haven't really changed. It's still best to be nice and kind, to keep an open mind, to make the most of what you have, to work hard for what you believe in, to stand strong and learn from your mistakes, even when things go wrong. And here's the trouble. Sometimes we just wait too long to make decisions. The first point is simply this: be present. Being completely present is extremely important. Being actively in the here and now for yourself and for the ones you love. Fortunately, doing so is an easy thing to accomplish, yet most of us don't do it enough. It's enough to simply take a few deep breaths, pay attention, And let go of thinking and planning for every other thing in your world. Come back to where you are. Be present with those you say you care about. I like the next point. Some of you need to leave the past behind you. You act like it's you against the world. Really, it's just you against yourself. You become a prisoner in your own mind when you cling to the pains of the past. Instead of clinging, why don't you just be free? If you're brave enough to say goodbye, they say life will reward you with a new hello. So some of you should keep the faith as you put one foot in front of the other. It may not be easier, but you will see progress. I like the next point, and it's this one. Make conscious choices. All the choices you've made in your lifetime have really brought you to this point. Where do you want to go next? You've learned many things from the path you've walked on in the past. So what do you hope and wish to learn today? From the infinite pool of possibilities, many of you have selected specific goals and specific ways to spend your time. What are the possibilities that you are now interested in? Life doesn't happen to you, it happens because of you. It's what you choose to think and do and create in each moment. So friend, what do you choose? Because right now is an opportunity of a lifetime. I also think some people work hard for happiness. You are allowed to cry. Extremely happy people cry too. And the reason they're happy is because they understand that unhappy moments are fleeting. Instead of dragging them down, the weight of rejection, the disappointment of failure, the pain of heartache fuels them. It motivates them to make positive changes, simply to go forward. Because they realize that happiness is not a fleeting state of mind. It's a lifestyle choice that requires willingness to work through the tears and to do what's necessary to make tomorrow a better place. The next point is probably the most powerful, and it's, friend, you need to start doing. Don't let what you can't do stop you from doing what you can do. No more excuses. No more wasting precious time. This moment is as good a time as any to begin doing what matters most. So start where you are, with what you have, doing what you can. So stop overthinking and start doing. Some of you are going to need to take baby steps. It only takes a couple minutes to make a little progress, and then a little progress adds up quickly. It only takes a couple seconds to express a little kindness, and a little kindness can mean all the difference in the world to those around you. It only takes a simple attitude adjustment to build a little positivity, and a little positivity is what makes great things possible. Friend, get in the habit of making small positive changes like these, and soon you'll be experiencing big accomplishments that once seemed entirely out of reach. I really like the next point, and that's halt negative judgments. Friend, don't speak if it's not kind. Speak only words of kindness. Don't see everyone's flaws. Look for the good in people. Don't listen to everything you're told about others. Not everything's true. Be careful placing judgment on someone if you're unaware of the battles they're fighting. Instead, maybe you pay close attention and figure out why they live the way they do. Every person in this life has something to teach us, and as soon as we accept this, we open ourselves up to listening and learning. I love the next point. Give yourself some credit. What if you started giving yourself more credit? What if today, literally today, you choose to believe that you have enough, you are enough, and you have come far enough to be worthy? What if for today you choose to believe that you're strong enough, wise enough, kind enough, and loved enough to move forward to make good decisions for your future? And friends, I'm going to end with appreciate the good life you have. The secret to a good life is to pay more attention to the beginning than the ending. So many people say they want a new life, but they don't make any decisions. Don't do this. Don't wait for your life to be almost over to realize it's been a good life. A good life begins right now. So let's make good decisions for our future. That was a quick article I found that I just really liked. I wanted to share with you. And I do want to go back to my big theme. Some of you don't need more time. Some of you just need to make a decision. And I think once you make a good decision for your future, our friend, good things will happen. As I close out today, let me share a couple of my favorite quotes. We've got one from Theodore Roosevelt. He said this: "In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing. And the worst thing is you can do nothing. I think he fits right in with my idea. You got to make a decision and let's get going. Amelia Earhart said, the most difficult thing is the decision to act. I would agree with that one. And then Wilfred Peterson said this, decision is a spark that ignites action. Until a decision is made, nothing happens. Decision is the courageous facing of issues, knowing that if they're not faced, problems will remain forever unanswered. I like that. Wanted to leave you with those few thoughts. Folks, I'm Deb Sofield. You're listening to Encouragement for Your Life. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to you being a part of the show next week. Same time, same place. Have a good one, everybody, and take care.